as I said, we will vote on the SAVE Act, but exercising or triggering a talking filibuster has ramifications, implications that I think everybody needs to be aware of.
And I'm here by this brush pile that I need to burn. It's very symbolic of what is going on in the United States right now. Donald Trump just put pen to paper on a continuing resolution to keep the government open until September of 2026. That will be about 5 weeks before the midterm elections, which could very well change the entire dynamic of the United States.
Take a look here. Favorite photo ID to vote. 85% of white people favor it. 82% of Latino. 76% of Black Americans favor it. So the bottom line is this. Voter ID is not controversial in this country. A photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID to be able to vote.
So something of a non.
Now, the one thing that he could have done as well today was sign into law a little thing that all of you are familiar with called the SAVE Act, which would save America. But instead, with our feckless Congress, our feckless Senate, all he had the opportunity to sign was this extension, this budget for funding the government. The government was shut down apparently for 48 hours. I didn't recognize it. I couldn't tell, and I'm sure many of you couldn't either. But Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, standing behind Donald Trump, crumpling his MAGA hat, combined with the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, I believe he's out of South Dakota. Those two have accomplished this much. The SAVE Act passed Congress 300 days ago. It's been sitting on the desk for the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, that entire time. Why? I don't know. Because all this does would require you're only a citizen in the United States to be able to vote in United States elections. Because currently there are certain states that have no voter ID requirement, no proof of residency. You just walk in and you say, mi nombre is American, and they let you vote. So the entire reason that the Democrat Party is on the ropes right now, and the entire reason that they are protesting in the streets of fill-in-the-blank sanctuary city, is because they care more about people that shouldn't even be in the country. Here you go, Fred. Here you go. Than the people that are here. Come here, Daisy. Here, how about a treat? There you go. They care more about non-citizens than they do about protecting the integrity here in the United States. Now, I say Democrats, but there's a handful of Republicans that are they're the same way. For this continuing resolution, Thomas Massie was the lone Republican to vote against this. And the funding for DHS only stays in for about another 10 days, February 13th, and they're going to be back on the drawing board there. Now, ICE, Customs and Border Patrol, that is funded through the big, beautiful bill that was already passed. So we're okay with that. But DHS, Department of Homeland Security, has some different factors that the Democrats are basically trying to defund to allow more illegals to come into our country and the ones that are here to stay in our country. And I don't understand why. I cannot literally wrap my dumb redneck head around why they would not want only Americans voting in elections. I have a couple of ideas. And one of them, this is a head scratcher, is that if there was only Americans voting in elections, that the Democrats would not be as popular. There was a poll ran on CNN just a couple of days ago, a couple of nights ago, whatever, showing that like 70+% of Americans want this. Black Americans, it's like 80%. Latin American people are at a higher level. I think they're in the 80 percentile as well. So it's not racist when black people, Latin American, Hispanic Americans also want some sort of integrity in the United States. I can't get my head around this. I have probably 5 forms of photo ID, and I'm sure many of you do as well. You have to use your ID to take your dog to the veterinarian. You have to get ID or show ID to mail something. You have to get ID to, wait for it, get car insurance, which many of these illegal aliens don't have that are driving cars. You have to have ID for a laundry list of things. Don't you think the Democrat Party would want their voters to be safe, to be protected, to be cared for? Don't you think the Democrat Party would want some level of integrity in the elections that they say are the most free and fair ever? We're one of the only countries in the world to not have ID requirements, proof of citizenship, to vote in these elections. Why? Leave a comment down below because I need answers for this. Why would the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, not want ID and citizenship requirements in elections? The Republicans own the White House. We control Congress. We control the Senate. Why are we not doing anything here, guys? It's been 300 days. What are you waiting on? At what point do you realize this is what America wants? The majority of Americans want this. We want free, we want fair elections with election integrity. That's not a lot to ask for. Not a lot to ask for. You have to show photo ID to get married. Think about that. You have to show ID for so many things in your daily frickin' life. Why do Democrats and why do John Thune not want this to happen? Who has something on John Thune? I can't figure it out. For the life of me, I cannot understand why anyone would not want ID. I'm sure many of you watching have 5 or 6 pieces of photo ID just like I do. I'm sure of it. Why not? John Thune, why not? And the other list of morons that won't vote for this, why not? If you did this, all it's going to do is give our elections more integrity. You're not taking things away from anyone. You're not removing anything from anyone because the people that are voting in the elections without ID, well, they shouldn't be voting in the elections. So you're not taking away something that they should have already. You're supposed to show ID for government benefits. Social Security, welfare, EBT, probably all these other government programs that I'm not qualified for because I'm a white guy. Why won't they fix this? This is like a mystery of the cosmos that I'm not sure we will ever find out. John Thune says he's going to bring it to the floor. Until he does it, I think he's a liar. He said 300 days. 300 days Tell me one other thing that Senator John Thune has done that has kept him so busy during those 300 days. Tell me one thing Congressman Mike Johnson has done during those 300 days where he could not pressure the Senate to do this. Has he been that busy? Right? He's been that busy. You all know this is crap. You all know this is crap. Smells like crap, looks like crap, very well could be crap. And that's where I'm at on this. We have to do something yesterday. We can't wait until April, which is when this was originally passed. That'll be a year since it was passed through the Congress and sent to the Senate for a vote. What are they hiding from us? What are they keeping from us? Why are they keeping it from us? Who's paying them to keep it from us? Donald Trump will sign it the minute that they pass this. We know who wanted to radically change America, and he damn sure did. And now it's time to radically reclaim America. It's time to radically reclaim integrity. It's time to put the value back on being an American citizen. You should always feel more important than someone that's here illegally. For some reason, that has been twisted. You're a second-class citizen. Other people take priority over you. Not anymore, John Thune. You better get this passed. I don't know how we impeach him. I don't know how we remove him from the Senate. I don't understand why some of these other Republicans have not tried to do this yet, other than just being feckless losers with zero spine. You're amoebas. You are absolutely gelatinous, slimy pieces of phlegm in the Senate. Man up, morons.